Welcome. Welcome everybody in the club to Dangerous Misinformation, the number one source in the entire world for dangerous misinformation. I'm your host, your humble narrator. My name is Rodney Smith. You might know me as Lord Petty. You can find me on most social media sites at Lord Petty with one or two underscores. And yeah, that's what it is. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a great day. And whatever you're doing, whether you're sitting in the office trying to avoid your annoying coworkers, or you're on the factory floor trying to annoy your annoying coworkers, or you're driving an Uber trying to annoy your technically customers, I guess. Hopefully you're listening to this on an earpiece or something. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Please leave a rating. Please subscribe. Please do all the good stuff that you know helps the people who create the good things that you like that help you get through your day. You know what I'm saying? Give a little, take a little. It's a vibe. Don't you hate when people use the word vibe? You know it's not a vibe? I was at the gym this morning. I have such a white girl schedule right now. Wake up, go to the gym, go to cryo freeze, make breakfast, yada, 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 do all my editing, do all my writing, do my little newsletter. But so I went to the gym, right? And I got to go pee first thing when I get to the gym because I've been drinking coffee. I go to the urinal, and then this guy walks out of the stall, and he was completely flamboyantly gay, okay? And then I finish pissing right when he finishes pooping, and we both start walking out. And I walk to the sink to go wash my hand, and this guy hooks a left and just walks out, and he goes straight back into the gym. So this flamboyant was in there dropping a duke, and then he just went back out onto the gym floor and was touching all the weights and stuff. And I was disgusted, you know? Like I always mind my business, but I almost thought about, dude, you took a poop and you're not washing your hands. You're supposed to be the chosen ones. You're supposed to be the thing that offsets us bros being disgusting. You're supposed to be the attractive, clean ones, and you're just going out there and wiping your shit hands on stuff. What are you doing, dog? You're making your kind look really bad. And you might ask, how do you know he was gay? I know. You know how girls can tell if a guy is like creepy or not? And I'm not calling gay guys creepy, right? You can just tell, dude. Don't even try to act like this is a controversial thing to say. You can tell when a guy's gay, all right? And this guy was just flamboyantly gay, and he did not wash his hands after taking a dump. And I was disturbed by this. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, just because he's out there, he's gonna go touch the dumbbells that Bryce Mabbitt's going to use, the 10-pounders. And, yeah, dude, grossed me out. And I wonder if it's just because, gay guys come in contact with poop more often than the average person, you know, given that is this the most ignorant thing you've ever heard in your life or no? Should we keep going forward? Should I even go through with this? Yeah, let's go through with it. I wonder if it's because they're exposed to poop more often than not. You know how a paramedic or a doctor, somebody will see blood all the time so it doesn't irk with them? Like the more you're exposed to something, the less it's going to gross you out, right? Like your bathroom, if you don't clean your bathroom for like 2 or 3 weeks, it's just going to slowly be getting dirtier. But you're not going to really realize how dirty it is. But if you went from, like, let's say you can magically transport from day 1 of your clean bathroom to day 3 of the bathroom after 3 weeks of using it, you'd be like, ugh, it's fucking gross in here. But that slow exposure over time is going to desensitize you and not make you realize exactly how dirty the bathroom is. And that's with anything else. You get used to stuff, you build a tolerance, right? And so I wonder if this guy, because he was definitely a bottom from the way he was walking, like he was walking, unless he was not gay at all and I'm completely off and he just took a monstrous shit that was so big that it hurt his asshole that bad that he walked out of there looking like he's been taking it up the ass for the last 10 years. Because the vibe that he gave me is that he was taking it up the butt for the last 10 years. And he just and his hair was really nice. So, I mean, he had to either have been gay or just a guy that really cares about his hair that took a huge shit. I don't know. But either way, the verdict is he did not wash his hands, dude. That's fucking disgusting. You're literally just like rubbing paper up in there, dude. Anyways, dude. It's gross. I think here's another controversial take, or maybe it's not even controversial. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's controversial and whatnot. I've talked so much shit that I guess everything is controversial at this point. Anytime, like I said, you can be anything in this world that you set your mind to besides truthful, I guess. People don't like it when you start speaking the truth. So I'm going to speak it because I like pissing people off. But the same way, so as much as I think that homophobia, when people hate gay people, I think there's always some deep-rooted insecurity and denial within that. Like, I think there's something extremely gay about extreme homophobia. But with that, I think that straight males have every right to not want to see and hear about gay sexual activity, especially in the workplace and stuff like that, you know? Because it's the same thing. It's the same way women don't want to hear about locker room talk. Women don't want to hear about another woman being, you know, some guy's sexual exploits of another woman. Like, they don't want to hear that. It makes them uncomfortable. So how's that any different for a straight guy to not want to hear about some dude talking about buffing some other dude? You know what I mean? And that's nothing against gay people. Like, I have nothing against gay people. I fully support it. But I don't, you know, unless it's my buddy talking about sleeping with this. Like, if my buddy's talking about sleeping with an ugly girl, I don't even want to hear about that unless it's funny, you know? But there's just certain, I think you have the right to not want to be exposed to people's, and it's not like, oh, we would talk about kink shaming and stuff like that. Like, no, I think people have the right to not feel uncomfortable in the workplace and as such wanting to hear about people's sexual things. You know, there's just something uncomfortable about it. And if you're a woman, you have every right in the world to not want to hear about some dude getting his dick sucked. And if you're a guy, you have every right to not want to hear about some dude getting his dick sucked. But anyways, I see this trend. It's really getting out of hand with these young kids demonizing the founding fathers. You know, every time you give one of these kids a platform to speak their minds, they're just demonizing the founding fathers like they've made this hell on earth shithole that we know as America. And America has flaws. Let's not act like there's not things wrong. But typically, if we were completely in line with how the forefathers laid it down for us, I don't think a lot of things would be as screwed up as they are. But they're just constantly demonizing these guys. And it's like, a lot of us can't look in the mirror. Like, a lot of us can't stand on the things that we did 5 years ago, right? Like, if you think back to some things that you did a couple of years ago, you probably go, okay, that was bad. Those were the times I was doing them. I'm better. I'm a better person now. We want to demonize shit that people did 300 years ago. You understand what I'm saying with that? So if there's things that you aren't proud of from 5, 10 years ago, how are you going to sit there on your almighty throne and judge the founding fathers for being slave owners or something like that? Like, yes, it was bad, and we've all reflected on, yes, it was bad, but also I think creating democracy and making people give people live under free rule without kings and queens and all that, and just the way they designed the country, it's so damn genius how they did it. And it's really crazy because a lot of these people were really young. That's just absolutely insanity to me, dude, demonizing these guys. And then one other thing that drives me nuts, let's go down the right-wing extremism here. When people talk about, if you live in the United States or Europe, right, and you're saying, oh, well, white people have no culture, that's like a fish saying that, no, there's no water. It's because you're constantly surrounded by it. That's because, no, white people have never been perfect. Obviously, nobody has, but look at all the other places in the world that weren't colonized by these evil white people. It's all the places everybody's fleeing to come to the places that, like Europe and the United States. You're like, oh, white people have no culture. You're surrounded by it. All the comfort that you have, airplanes, electricity, running water. Not saying that they wouldn't have made those things in other countries, but it's like, come on, dude. Grow the fuck up, bro. Bro. It's crazy saying that there's no culture. Like, what about mathematics, huh? What about engineering? What about classical music, right? Last time I checked, Mozart wasn't Filipino or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I do think Asians are the master race, though. Asians are the master race because they're just everything. Yeah. they've just had to deal with, if you look at Asia, Asia's really dealt with some really oppressive regimes and governments and whatnot. And yeah, I think Asians are definitely the master race. They look out for each other. They're always super nice. They're super healthy. Their culture, they don't allow all this haram. Everything about Asians, dude. I fucks with Asians. I fucks with everybody. I'm not taking anything away. Here's the thing. Like, if you know me, I really love Hispanic culture, and then I love a lot of things like from other cultures, into like black culture with hip hop and all that. Like, I'm not saying hip hop. God, I gotta like dance around this subject. There's things from every culture that I absolutely love and admire, and I'm glad I get to enjoy as just being a saltine white guy. But then to come at my people and say, "Oh, you guys have no culture. All you've ever done is bad things." It's like, what? What are you talking about, bro? Have you ever taken an airplane? I'm not saying I had anything to do with that, but it's not like just the average fucking Hispanic person invented a top. Are we back at it? Check, check. Very cool. Anyways, with that, speaking of rappers, I think it's super crazy that you can't make jokes, right? So in the first 10 minutes of this video, I can't swear. I can't say any sort of profanity in this video, or it is not eligible to be monetized, right? That's kind of YouTube's thing. But then you go click on rap videos, right? You go click on a Sexy Red video. If you want to go experience some bullshit, go listen to a rapper named Sexy Red. I don't understand where the Andrew Tate-esque outrage is at for people like Sexy Red, because saying that somebody like a Tate or a Jordan Peterson is so bad for young males, who's just telling you to go work out and make some money so you can be comfortable, right? And don't take any shit from people. Then you got these Cardi B's, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Reds, whatever, basically just encouraging girls to be huge whores, you know, just absolute just gutter trash. And where's the outrage? But anyways, it's so crazy how comedians can't say things, or let's just talk about YouTube. It's so crazy how you can't swear on YouTube within the first 10 minutes of a video, but then you go to a rap song and it's just 3 minutes of the most vile shit you've ever heard in your life. It's not censored, and it's front loaded with ads. Why is that? Or am I missing something? Am I wrong about something here? Or are they getting paid off those YouTube streams? It's not cool, dude. You know, same thing with radio, or, you know, like why are they talking about, why can you talk about pimping and selling dope on the radio, but you can't make a joke about God knows what? You know, people want to come after comedians. It's so weird. They want to come after comedians who are literally saying, no, I'm not serious about this thing. I'm just finding the humor in it. If I was serious about it, I wouldn't be able to joke about it, because a joke isn't something serious. Nothing funny. It's like this big loop of just dealing with these morons. But I'm not saying take hip hop away. I'm just saying just allow everything. Who cares, bro? I do think one thing, all this like, you know, everybody's got to look the other way and act like you don't see it. I think the one bad thing about, you know, everybody always having to pretend to be so tolerant is that all this like ghetto shit is just everywhere now. Like when I was a kid, you'd listen to a rap record and you'd hear about the violence and selling drugs, and it was a whole world away, right? Which I'm not saying that world away is a good thing and that should be existing, but I mean, the person whose record I'm listening to is making money from it, so I mean, don't act like I'm the bad guy. But now it's like we gotta all act like, oh no, yeah, this is okay when you're just walking downtown and there's stores getting looted and people getting robbed and people selling drugs right in front. Like shit you would hear about that was happening in a rap record 10 years ago is just happening like downtown Miami now. And everybody's like, oh, no, I don't want to be racist and say anything. Like, dude, and we just all got to live in a living fucking hellhole now. I'm not from the hood, and I don't want to be from the hood. And I don't want to live by hood rules. I don't want anything to do with the hood. I'll buy the record and support the artist that's making it, but I don't want to live like that, dude. And am I the bad guy? I don't know. I guess I'm the only one that sees it. Nah, there's actually a lot of people that are, I don't know. I'm trying to not be so judgmental though, but that's different because it spills onto my plate because I got to deal with it. I got to stumble over the fucking crackheads taking shits on my front porch. I'm trying not to be so judgmental of people, right? I'm just trying to be a kinder person in general, because I don't like the idea that the world and my life circumstances have kind of robbed me of this ability that I had as a younger child to like feel a lot of love in my heart, you know? I'm kind of bitter that I don't have that shit anymore. And I kind of want to regain it, you know? And I think a big part of that is not being so judgmental of other people, because that's just a natural thing where we see somebody doing something we don't necessarily agree with, and we have feelings about it, and feelings invoke, you know, negative feelings, obviously, which is the opposite of just being like a loving person. So I'm just trying to be more positive in general and be kinder, I guess. But people get fucked up about kindness, is they think that being kindness means you need to let other people treat you like shit. And that's not true. Kindness just means that the way you treat other people is in a good way. It does not mean you need to allow others to walk all over you. You know what I mean? If you're trying to be a nicer, kinder person, that by no way means that, oh my God, my computer's acting up again. That by no means that it's okay for people to be shitty towards you in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Where are we at? 16 minutes. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, bro. We are just fucking blazing through this shit. Technical difficulties and all. Hopefully this record. I really hope there's not going to be anything wrong with this, because I think this is a pretty good episode. Anyways. Isn't it kind of funny? Isn't it kind of funny how... Come on, go away, ringing. Oh, God, dude. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm going to edit that out. Isn't it kind of funny how whenever somebody comes out and starts talking about, you know, the powers at be, the lizard people, the mainstream establishments, isn't it kind of weird how whenever somebody does this who has an outspoken opinion, all of a sudden there's a sexual assault charge from 10 years ago? Where were these people the last 10 years? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying things aren't valid, and I'm not saying that, you know, anybody that's been victims of a sexual assault shouldn't speak up about it, but it's like, why are you waiting until this person is speaking bad about a Hillary Clinton or something like that, right? Why are these people all of a sudden coming out of the woodworks as soon as you're saying some bad shit about a Hunter Biden, and all of a sudden people want to talk about your sexual misconduct 10 years ago? I think this is why Leonardo DiCaprio talks about climate change and all this stuff so much. So none of these 22-year-old girls will ever come out and be like, oh yeah, Leo was grooming me, because he's a leftist. Nobody's ever going to come after him. So the mainstream media will go, no, well, he's still doing the greater good. Isn't it fucked up, the double standard in the world? Like if you fall on a certain political spectrum, right, you can pretty much just get away with anything. But then if they want to burn you down because you're saying, you know, climate change, sure, humans have an impact on the earth, but the people talking most about it are flying around in private jets. Then the media wants to come out, oh, fucking racist, sexual assault, coming after you. I don't know, dude. And guys, young guys, just keep your dicks in your pants. That's the best thing you can do, is just just keep your fucking dicks in your pants, bro, and be respectful to people. Don't piss people off. Don't give anybody a reason to ever burn you down, you know? Like a serious reason. Be honest, right? But anyways, we're going to wrap things up. We're going to wrap it. Please leave a rating. Like I said, if you haven't told anybody about the pod, please tell somebody about the pod. It's very important. It's very important that you go out there and tell somebody about the podcast, because without that, the podcast won't grow and people can't get this dangerous misinformation. And is there anything more important than spreading dangerous misinformation? I'm the wrong guy to ask, because you know what my answer is going to be. Go and get yourself my book, Petty Principles, Volume 1. You can get that on Amazon. And that's that, okay? Y'all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. And send me an email if you want to get in touch, lordpettypodcast@gmail.com. Deuces. Petty out.